Okay, for our first tutorial, I'm just going to take you around the screen here a little bit. This is Adobe InDesign. This is the program that you'll be using to create all of your yearbook pages, all of the spreads, all of the mods. This is our design tool. And I wanted to just kind of give you a quick overview of where everything is, and then in some of the other tutorials I'll kind of walk you through some of the things that you really need to know about specifically for yearbook. Okay, first of all, up here at the top, if you see that I'm moving the mouse arrow here, you'll see that I'm kind of scrolling over this menu. These are the menus. You got File, Edit, Layout, Type, Object, Table, View, Window, and Help. So if you ever hear me tell you to go up to the menu and click on Object, this is the area up here that I'm talking about. If I tell you to go to your toolbar, that's this thing over here. This is your toolbar. It can be moved around. Normally it sits over here. I'll be kind of showing you some of the things that you can do to move things around later on. But for right now, this is kind of the default area where it's going to appear. This is your toolbar. If I tell you to go over your toolbar, I'm talking about this area here. This large area here, which may appear a little different on your computer because this tutorial is being done on the latest version of InDesign, and I'm not exactly sure which version we're going to be using at school this year. But this is what you would call your work area. This is where your documents are going to appear and where you'll be working. So keep that in mind. Up here in this area, just below your menu, is an area where you can kind of work with your text. I'll kind of show you that a little bit more depth later on. I don't really know what the name of it is, but I know it has a name. Probably formatting area, something to that effect. Over here on the right, you'll see this thing here that I'm moving around. This is actually the same thing that you have kind of in here. These are your windows. And you can go in here, this is up on your menu under Window, and you can select different things from this, and then it'll pop up on your screen. But if you're working on a document, you're not going to want to have something like this out in the middle of the way, or in your way while you're working. So what you would do is you can double click on that to kind of minimize it, and then you can just drag this thing over and tack it on here. And so this is basically a list of windows. And this usually is the windows, it's going to be the windows that you use most often. That way you have really quick access to them without having to go up here. And you'll see when you just click on something, it's going to pop up right here, and it's going to allow you to work with it. So that's about it. Pretty basic. There are some other things up here that you can do, but I'm going to go into those in more detail in other tutorials so that I can keep these tutorials nice and short. I don't want them to be long. I do want to show you one other thing, just a little tip. This will help you out a lot during the year. Down here on the bottom of the screen, you'll see here that we have all of these icons for all the programs. This is kind of your shortcut bar. It has different names, and I know I'm usually a Mac guy, so they call it something else. But down here, you'll see InDesign is here. If you want a program to stay down here so that every time you log in, you can just click down here and launch that program, you just right click, and then right here you'll see it says unpin from taskbar. If I click that, it's still going to be here because it's opened up right now. But when I close this program, this will disappear. And when that happens, that means I'm going to have to go all the way over here. I'm going to have to search through all my programs. I'm going to have to find that program and open it up that way. And I don't want to do that because it's time consuming, especially on our computers in class. So I right click on this, pin to taskbar, and that makes it really easy to get to InDesign. Every time you log in, once you get on your home screen, you're good to go. Also, I do the same thing here with Photoshop, so you're going to want to do the same thing with Photoshop, pin that to the taskbar so that you got really quick and easy access to it. You may want to do that with a few other things too, such as Microsoft Word. You can see here I got a lot of things that I've done that to, including my browser, so that I can get to those real quickly without having to go back to the desktop screen or having to go down to the computer menu. Alright, that's it for this tutorial. Let me shut this one off and we'll get